How's it going, guys? I got a new video for you here. How to maintain and clean your robot vacuum to keep it running for a long time. So the great thing with these robot vacuums is that it pretty much eliminates your sweeping duties, right? But if you don't give this thing proper maintenance, then it will not perform to the best of its capabilities. So you want to try to keep this thing maintained and keep it clean, and it will keep on running forever. Well, maybe not forever, but it will keep running. I've had mine for over 3 years now, and it's performed beautifully. This is actually the Neato D3 model, but Neato's robot vacs, they're fairly similar in make, so these cleaning techniques will apply to most of the Neato Botvacs. So, and you don't really need a lot of fancy tools to maintain it. Like as you can see, what I have on the table, I have microfiber cloth, I have a new filter, some alcohol, scissors, cleaning spray, basic stuff, household items that you could use to maintain and clean your robot vac. So without further ado, I'm going to get into this thing. So what you want to start doing first is just empty this thing. I haven't emptied it for the sake of this demonstration. So as you can see, it's kind of gross in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and empty this. So what you want to do is you're going to see that the locking mechanism that holds in the dirt is actually the filter. They're one and the same. So you're going to pull this knob here, but you got to be careful. You want to do this over a garbage bin. So when this comes off, all your dirt will just fall out, and then you give this thing a good shake. So I'm just going to do it off camera here. So when it's emptied, it looks pretty much like this. And as you can see, this thing looks pretty gross. I've had this for a while. I think it's time to change this. So I'm going to go with a new one. But before I put this in, I'm going to show you a couple other things in terms of maintaining this. So as you can see, it still has remnants of dirt inside. You could actually go ahead and use like compressed air, or if you have a compressor, and spray this thing really clean, or you could actually wash this. This is washable. This is not washable. This is actually replaceable. And you could actually order these from Amazon. Neato has a bunch of people selling third-party components that you could put into your Neato, but I do recommend going with manufacturer replacement parts. Yeah, so I'm just going to open this up and keep this to the side. And that's what a fresh new one looks like. I was due to put a new one. So I am also going to basically just hold this over the garbage and get all the remnants of dirt out so it's not falling all over the place. So I do that off camera. Okay. So it's pretty clean. I mean, it's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect to do the job. So the next step, what we're going to do, we're going to flip this thing over upside down, and we are going to clean the rollers. So now we're going to remove the housing which holds the roller in place. So this section, these two sections here, you're going to have two holes that you can stick your fingers in, and you're going to pull upwards to you firmly, and it should just pop out very easy like that. See? And you can put this off to the side. And as you notice, this thing is just filled with hair, and this greatly impacts the performance of your robot vacuum. So you want to make sure you remove this hair to keep this thing running in tip-top shape. So all you really need to do after you pulled out the casing is this thing just lifts out. So one end comes up, and then you pull like that. Pull it right out. And as you can see, this thing is just covered. I actually have to replace this thing eventually because it's pretty old. And I recommend replacing this thing. I don't remember what the manufacturer recommended in terms. I think it's once every 6 months, but it all depends on your usage as well. So what you're going to do, you're going to grab a pair of scissors, and you're just going to cut the hair right out. So you're going to cut along the roller and snip the hair out. This is actually not even that bad. It's been a lot worse than this. So you cut the hair right out, and then you're just going to pull. See that? You're going to pull all the hair off. I know it's a little bit dirty, but it has to be done to keep this thing maintained. You can wear gloves if you want. It's up to you, but pull all of this stuff off, and I'm going to throw it in the garbage. All of this stuff off, even at the ends. So what happens at the end, sometimes you have hair that accumulates around the axle area. So there's this little part that pops off. Is it this part? Well, yeah, this end comes off. I don't want to take it off right now. Well, I think I might have to. So I'm going to take this off. And as you can see, you see all that hair wrapped around there? Just slide it off. Put it in the garbage. Pull everything off. Get as much as you can off of this thing. So, whoa. Yeah. They actually have a tool, a brush tool that you could brush. You could basically brush off all this lint that's stuck in here. But I don't have that tool on me right now, so I'm just gonna take it off by hand. So I'm gonna take off all the lint by hand. That looks pretty good. What do you guys think? That looks okay. Well, a little bit more. Not bad. Once again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to make sure there's no fibers or hair coiled around the roller, because that, as I said, that will impact the performance of your robot when it's rolling, because it rolls and anything tangles, it will greatly impact it. So this looks pretty good. So you could go ahead and put the axle piece back on. And what you want to do before putting that in actually is just, you could use a damp cloth or paper towel and just clean this section out. Once again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure it's somewhat clean. And then you could put this back in. So how it goes back in, you're going to have one end that looks like that, and it just almost slides in like a sliding motion, and then you drop this end in. Like that? Yeah. You drop this end in. There you go. And it's rolling again. So what you're going to want to do is put this back on. So it first goes like that. There's these hooks here, these 3 hooks. These sit into the 3 hooks, and then you firmly push these 2 sections, the same section that you used to pull it out. You now push it, and once you hear the click, you know it's back in. But before we flip it back over, I'm gonna do a couple of other things to this. What I've noticed, certain places in my house, like my carpet, it has tire tread marks, because what happens is that when your robot vac rolls around and picks up dirt, it actually smears it on certain parts of the house, like carpet, certain type of carpet, it does it. So what I do is sometimes, once in a while, I get a bit of alcohol and I just give the wheels a clean. You can clean these wheels if you want. Clean these ones. Okay, and these small wheels here. And you could also clean around here. because your robot vac does bump against the baseboard. And if it has caked on dirt and you have bright white baseboards, that dirt could become dislodged and smear on your baseboard. So I just give it a wipe around here just to give the body a general wipe. You know what? I'm going to use some cleaner and maybe just give the whole thing a decent wipe instead of a half-ass wipe. Okay, so we got that. And another crucial component that you're going to want to clean is the sensors. So in this particular model, you're going to see sensors here, sensors down here. Yeah, I think that's it. Just those three sensors. So what I typically do for the sensors, I just grab some alcohol. Sorry about that, guys. I just grab some alcohol and I just put it on a Q-tip and I just go and I clean the sensor. And I clean this sensor as well. And this side too. There's been a couple times where I've called Neato in regards to some minor issues, and they told me I could actually clean in here as well, but I will leave that alone for now because the navigation of my robot right now is fine. I'm having no issues at all. So then I'm going to grab the dirt container and I'm going to put the new filter on. So basically it just drops in there like that. You see two grooves holding it and it just snaps into place, clicks close. And then you want to put this thing back like this. And it just sits like that. And your robot vac is clean and ready to start running again. And these things are amazing. Like they're amazing time savers. I can't tell you the last time I've actually swept my house. The only downside to this specific model that I have, it doesn't have the side cleaning brush, which knocks the dirt out of the corners and gets it in and allows it to suck in. So if you guys are looking into a robot vac, I would definitely recommend going with a model that has a side cleaning brush, you know, but once again, it works amazing. Like I might sweep my house maybe 5 to 10% of the time, if that. But this does most of the heavy lifting when it comes to vacuuming up any dirt left in my house. Even when you know, I have some gatherings at my house and I have a bunch of people dropping crumbs all over the place, I set this to run. And it's even beautiful, like say you're not even home and you have an unexpected guest stopping by, but you're not able to go home and clean up really quickly. So remotely by phone, you could actually set this thing to clean before you get home and arrive home to clean floors. So it's pretty cool like that. You know, and thanks for watching the video, guys. And I also have a blog that goes a little bit more in depth with maintenance and cleaning of your robot vac. So please feel free to check the blog out, and it's going to be in the description below. There's going to be a link, so please feel free to check it out if you want to learn a little bit more about robot vacs and what they could do. But yeah, cool. Thanks for watching the video and take care.